What's your relationship with Leeds then?
So I moved to Leeds 8 years ago, something like that, basically for uni. I came up here for uni. I'd done some work here before. My dad's a builder, and we were taking out an old pretzel shop, of which I've got a giant pretzel hanging up because I kept it. I was like, I don't know, I like big things. I like collecting big things, and one of them was this pretzel. I was just like, yeah, I'm absolutely keeping that. That was my first ever time in Leeds, and I was like, this place is great. I actually really walking around. I loved it. I got it.
I love Leeds. It's changed a lot from when I first started coming here. I just never really feel bored of Leeds. There's still more stuff to see. There's still more exhibitions and galleries to be involved with, and there's new ones popping up all the time. So yeah, it just feels like it's for such a small city centre specifically. There's just always so much going on.
But what's your connection with Leeds then?
So after I finished my foundation course, it was time to apply for a degree course. So I went up to Preston to have a look at their course, and it was in this brand new building, and everyone looked really attractive, and I just kind of thought, I can really see myself here. It all looks really neat and tidy and clean, and so I applied for that. But I also came to look at Leeds with a friend of mine, Andy, who wanted to do printmaking at Leeds. And we came to the city, and it was a bit rough around the edges, and the art school was this kind of brutalist concrete building, and it was definitely didn't have the sheen of Preston. It had a kind of realness to it. So I didn't get a place at Preston, so I had to come to Leeds instead. So I was like, oh right, okay, I'm going to Leeds now. So I arrived here, and the course, obviously the course at Preston wouldn't have been right for me. The course at Leeds just completely opened me up. And Leeds being the kind of cultural city that it is, there's lots of music happening, so all the touring bands would be here, and if I'd got my place at Preston, I would have turned out to be a very different artist and designer than I am now.
See, I think it's a great city to live in, man. There's culture, there's exciting things going on, but then, so I like the feel of the city, but then you're close to nature when you live in Leeds, so half an hour drive out of Leeds, you can feel like you're in the middle of nowhere.
So many people in the city are so friendly, they're really open to connecting you to people. It's really easy to meet people in the city. You'll go to an event and you'll see someone and they'll introduce you to someone, or people are really open.
The one thing about the creative community though is I do think it's super tight knit, and I think that everyone talks and everyone knows what's going on and is looking out for each other.
The creative scene is brilliant in Leeds. Very sort of friendly, very bouncing off each other.
There are, or have been, some really fucking great talented artists who've done a lot for the Leeds scene that aren't known about at all or not heard of, and even have influenced a lot of the street art and graffiti, especially in Leeds, is influenced by people who used to paint in Leeds who don't get any limelight at all now. We're talking about 2005 to about 2010 period. That's when there was always graffiti in Leeds, but there was never any real street art at all. But during that period, there was a real buzz around it, and there was a group of people who were doing that.
What I really like about it is that there's quite a lot of different styles. There's some that's more realism, or for example the You and Me one is more typography based, and then there's others which are more kind of abstract patterns, and some which are quite illustrative, and the huge ones are obviously the ones down by Canal are always so eye-catching, that football one I love, because I kind of love that they left parts of the brick in the background, and then they have this super hyper-realism character on the front. I don't know who the footballer is, but I love the mural. Yeah, I think that it's nice that in the neighbourhoods we have the electrical boxes. Let's pay attention to where we live and pour colour and energy into these spaces.